The Tundra and Frostbite are two great weapons in Blaston, but their uses are very different compared to their similarities. They both give the freezing effect, they both are kind of easy to drop block, or just a block in general with like a shield. So let's just talk about them individually. I'm just going to be talking about the best attachments, which are both stock, and the multi-cloud Frostbite, which is the third attachment. The Tundra is a great precision weapon, and technically hazard due to the blindness additionally inflicted, making it easier to hit Tundra after Tundra if you want to mix up your shots. Due to the recent nerf, its total damage potential was reduced to 20 per bullet, meaning 60 in total, but that's nothing to laugh at. If all of them land in a row, you'll be left with only 40 HP. Compare that to Snowball, and it would obviously look like the better weapon. But with a weapon so unbelievably great, it must have some downsides. It has a startup of like a fourth of a second, and it makes this sound. It'll be obvious when the bullet will come out, but this can be used as a strength in some cases too. If you seem like you are telegraphing a shot, you can quickly release so you do not fire the Tundra and make a guess to where they move if they flinch. You can gather this info by starting up with the base Tundra stats, but it's like 3 in a row, just like with this shot, and then use this method as a mix-up. Most often, even high-tier players will be caught off guard like this. There's also the waiting mix, where you don't immediately waste all your shots. Shoot once, wait a bit, where they would expect another shot, and then they'll just be expecting it, and then you throw all this stuff at them so they just ignore it, so you go in for it. 2 shots in a row might even catch them off guard because you didn't shoot at all. There's enough times and they might even expect the 3 shots in a row. The main eye catcher of this weapon is its unreasonably low CD for its potential being a 4 CD. This means it can respawn rapidly and fit nicely in low CD builds or high CD builds. The Frostbite is one of the best guard catching weapons in the game right now, due to its incredible speed. It is faster than Tundra, but not by much, I suppose. Maybe the weapon doesn't have a speed cap. Anyway, the CD of Snowball is 2, the lowest CD of any weapon besides Raptor, which it ties up with. This makes the weapon fit into any loadout just like Raptor can. Both stock and multi-cloud, the third attachment, can only do 15 damage, which is significantly less than Tundra can do in one go, where Tundra can only do 60 in one go and Snowball can only do 15. In my opinion, Snowball is way easier to land than Tundra, due to its speed, smaller size, especially with the legendary skin Spike, which makes it even smaller. And getting hit by Frostbite will definitely leave a mark. The only way to avoid the Snowball, if you can't dodge it, is to either waste a shield on it or drop block it. Drop blocking stock is super easy, which is why we come to multi-cloud, which is just completely counters this. The way multi-cloud works is very weird, so I'll explain in the simplest way I can. If a projectile weapon has less collision than 40, the amount of HP multi-cloud has, then Frostbite will keep going until it runs out of HP from bullets or drop blocks, or if it hits something that isn't a bullet or weapon, like the player, the podium, or the wall. So now we come back to the question, which is better, Tundra or Frostbite? Well, I've decided to ask a couple of people, and here are their responses on call. Some of them just sent Discord messages though, so I just read those ones. Here's everybody. I will also add counters for votes in favor of each weapon. Thanks, Tox.
Both of them are very good. I like Snowball more because I just don't feel like Tundra is too fun to use.
Why is that?
I don't really like how it works.
In my opinion, Frostbite. With a 2-second cooldown time, it's a great offensive weapon to put pressure and pretty easy to combo. Could bait out a shield, and 15 damage is just a ton. Tundra, I feel like, is only used well by a few people, and it's way too situational. Its difficulty when drop blocking is probably what makes it best in my opinion.
It just comes down to math, in my opinion, right? The math behind it, the cooldown of Snowball versus the cooldown of Tundra. and how much you get out of each one. You know, you get 3 icicles from the Tundra for 4 seconds, or 4 cooldown second, versus the 2-second snowball, where you can only throw one every 2 seconds. So I feel you get more out of Tundra.
Snowball has very low CD of 2 seconds, and it's pretty good that you can just get damage that quickly. Tundra, on the other hand, has quite high CD, while it does like 20 damage for a stock attachment, and you can also shoot it pretty fast with 3 ammo round, or however you like to call it. So yeah, there are some advantages and disadvantages between the 2 weapons.
Frostbite, that's the only kind of weapon in the game. It's just really good, like catching people off guard or like messing with their mental state. And they get hit by the frostball and they're not looking.
Frostbite. Less predictable, faster cooldown, harder to dodge, and aids in combos getting high damage if landed.
Personally, I do think that is like a preference question.
Preference?
Yes. There's no real way for it to be this automatically performs better than this, because they would both be good in their own situations.
I don't think you could put the 2 in the same category. Sure, they're both strike weapons that deal ice, but that's kind of where the similarities end. One of them is meant to be a quick burst option that is good on more back podium loadouts, or hell, it could be used as a complement to front podium loadouts because it's very, very splashable. That's kind of its thing. It's very well-rounded, works on anything because it takes so little commitment. Meanwhile, Tundra is a sustained strike weapon that is meant to deal a ton of pressure, ton of damage, and just put a ton of stuff on the platform.
I'd probably say Frostbite. I use it a bit more. In current patch, I'd say it's slightly better as well. And I ask, any reason why you take Frostbite over Tundra on the battlefield? And he says, yeah, I would say it's because Frostbite is far more versatile, like for sniping nades, pressure an easy chip, can even use it to drop block a raptor or something in a pinch. Less common to do that though, but works.
Currently, the balance of everything, like, I want to say Snowball's better. Pre-nerf, Tundra was definitely better, but like now it's honestly, it's alright, but it doesn't work as well as it used to. I feel like Straight Viper is honestly better than Tundra now. I feel like I get more consistent damage with Snowball, but also Tundra has more defensive capabilities as well as the opportunity to do higher damage if you can hit all 3 shots.
I think for most people's playstyles, Tundra would definitely work better for most people, I'd say. In terms of stats, it's much better, mainly because it's kind of like having 3 Frostbites with 1 Tundra, and it's still only a 4-second cooldown. But like for Frostbite, it's only a 2-second cooldown. It can definitely catch people off guard as well, but it's only 1, snowball. For me personally, it's definitely better because I just used it for a long time. And but in terms of stats, once again, Tundra takes the cake on that for sure.
I prefer the Frostbite because of the 2-second cooldown. You can use it kind of as a spamming weapon, a quick weapon that's always there. When your opponent looks away, you can get him with the Frostbite. I like the Frostbite with the attachment that makes it impossible to drop block. I've been using that for a while, and I can almost throw it as quickly as the one without the attachment. So it's just a useful weapon to have with the 2 seconds. It's always there. You can always spam it. Your opponent always has to be aware that you get hit by it.
Frostbite. The only reason I say that is because of its compatibility with other weapons compared to Tundra. Because Tundra is like, it takes a longer time to really do anything with it. I mean, you can't really put it together with like many things. You can, but at the same time, there's a lot more work that goes into making that unexpected when it comes to your opponent. You know what I mean? Especially with it being a little bit more slow fired. And also the sound effects that happen when it is, I guess, coming out. Your opponent is made very aware of that firing of the Tundra.
Well, I feel like we have a clear champion of today's video. The Frostbite. Frostbite is the better choice over Tundra 9 times out of 10, as we just saw. However, this does not mean Tundra is a bad weapon. It is only that on the tier list, you find Frostbite in S tier, while you probably find Tundra in A tier. I worked really hard for this video, so if you could subscribe to my channel and like the video, that would mean a lot, and would help spread the word of this incredible game we call Blaston.